All right, let's talk homeschooling. Today we're going to talk about 3 things that you need to do to get started.
Number one, let's talk about plugging into a support system. That's going to be the first thing you're going to want to do. Number two, let's see if you can figure out how to understand the rules, and I'll show you where information is on this. And number three, let's identify the end goal or your child's end goal so you can work backwards with the goal in mind. Okay, in these conversations, I'm going to assume that you've already made the decision to homeschool, that you understand the virtues of homeschooling, and you know the research that demonstrates that homeschool students have higher reading, math, and history test scores when compared to their traditionally school counterparts. And I will assume that you are aware that homeschool students do fantastic in college and beyond. So these videos won't be an attempt to convince you to homeschool. I'm going to assume that you're already there, okay?
I went to public school up until 5th grade. And then once I reached 5th grade, my parents realized that I wasn't really motivated in school anymore. My grades started to fall. I started becoming more worried about what my peers thought of me rather than my grades. And so my parents decided to pull me out, that with another reason that I couldn't get into the gifted and talented program. And then they homeschooled me. And homeschool is really where it helped me accelerate and go at my own pace. And then I was able to graduate homeschool high school at 13. And now I'm 16 and a senior.
Wow. Wow. But someone.
So a good place to start when you're just getting started on any new journey is to connect with like-minded people. When you start the homeschooling journey, there's a lot of unknowns, there's a lot of nuance. You want to connect with other homeschooling families so that you have constant access to new information, support, online resources, and basically inspiration and motivation. All right, so Facebook groups are fantastic and they're numerous and they can be very niche. You can join a Facebook group that's just moms in your city. It can be parents in your state. It could be homeschooling students with learning differences. Very, very niche. And the reason why I like that is because we know that children are very unique and they have unique issues. So if you join multiple groups, you have the ability to navigate these different spaces and places for the benefit of your whole child by bringing in these resources and this knowledge, compiling it, and then making a decision on behalf of your individual child. There are also Yahoo groups, lots of Yahoo groups. Facebook groups are more numerous. Yahoo groups are a little bit older, so sometimes in the Yahoo groups, actually, if you do searches, you can get a lot of good history. Then there are a lot of local co-ops and play circles and math circles and mommy and me type of jamboree type of support circles that are very useful as well. Understanding the rules. You got to know the rules. But thankfully there are a couple of great resources that have up-to-date information about the rules in all the states. To help you determine what's legal and required in your state, the Homeschool Legal Defense Association has a fantastic website that offers a lot of valuable information. I wanted to walk you through it. It's very easy to use. So you go to legal here and state homeschool laws, and then you just simply find your state. So I'm in Texas, And then you can see the law at a glance. Notifications are required if the teacher has to have any particular qualification or certifications. In even more detail, step-by-step instructions. So here you can see the subjects that are required, any additional information that's useful, such as the requirements of a written curriculum and whether online meets that. And you can see that this is well outlined here. Take a look at another state comparison. Let's look at California. See, California is a little different. 3 homeschooling options. Let's click on details. You can see in California it's a little bit different, and you can see that there are a lot more steps. They have that the instruction must be in English. You have to file a private school affidavit. You have to maintain immunizations or have an exemption. So there's a lot more to it. So this is a useful tool to help you figure out what's legal in your state. Another valuable resource to try to help you understand what your state requirements are for homeschooling is a website called Time for Learning. And you can see here, your homeschooling by the state, Texas. And it provides a lot of the same information, organized in a different way. Overview, and then the hyperlinks take you down further in the page so you can see that Texas doesn't have a ton of laws and rules that are of concern to homeschool students. Let's look at another state. Let's compare California on this platform, and you can see there's a few more steps here. File an affidavit, enroll in a private school satellite homeschool program. So these are very useful websites just so that you can understand what is required, because you want to always start knowing what is required of you as a homeschooling parent in your state. And finally, part 3, learning your child and selecting appropriate tools and curricula. This is the most exciting but overwhelming aspect of homeschooling. Learning your child. Sifting through all of the different choices of curriculum and making decisions, spending the money, realizing that you really are not sure and can't be sure if it works for your child until you feel like it might be a little bit too late because you've already purchased it. This can be a very time-intensive endeavor, typically requires quite a bit of research and constant adjustments. But a couple of things that I wanted to point out to help you sift through all of the noise with a little bit more clarity is to think about the end goal. Think about the end goal for yourself and for your child. Is the end goal of your homeschool, high school, a college acceptance, a college graduation? Is it professional school like medical school or law school, PhD, graduate school? What are the aspirations of your child and of yourself so that you can work towards that goal? If it is a college or university, are there any preferences for the type or location of the college? Does your child want to try to attend an Ivy League or an elite school, or they are more comfortable at a public school or something that may be closer to home? Those are the sorts of things that if you are able to ascertain the goal at the beginning, then you can work towards that. And of course, plans change, goals change, children grow, new information is revealed, but you got to start someplace. And then if they do want to do a trade or start a business or join the military, they want to play sports at college or sports professionally, and they have the skill set to do so, performing arts, actress, theater, music, maybe go to a conservatory, maybe they play an instrument. All of those things are going to play into how you construct your homeschool and what you decide to focus on. So with these things in mind, you can allot certain time, money, and other resources to help your child and yourself, because you guys are on this journey together, achieve the goals that they've set for themselves and you've set for yourself and your child. Next time, we will jump into a little bit more detail about curricula and the various options and implementing homeschool into your life, because that is the next big question.